Hello, dear friends. Certainty is a clear vision of something, without fear of being wrong. It's not about believing, but about feeling. Opinion piece. Quiet certainty. The final push. Walking on mud. A moment of pause. Energy convergence. Advanced stealth mode. The ripple becomes a wave. The tribe that changes the world. Let's start. There is a silent certainty that many of us carry deep within our being, according to Sunny's journal. It's not something we were taught in school or that institutions instilled in us. It's something we remember. The feeling that we didn't come here just to follow the same patterns that have kept humanity stagnant for generations. We are the tribe that came to change the world. Many of us feel it now more than ever. An impulse to live differently, to question the systems we inherited, to heal the wounds we inherit, to build something better for future generations. This isn't about one person, one group, or one ideology. It's about a growing number of human beings choosing awareness over autopilot, compassion over division, and trust over comfort. If you can see it everywhere now, people are moving away from old ways of thinking. They are taking responsibility for their own healing. They are learning to treat each other, the earth and themselves with more respect. It may not always look spectacular from the outside, but real change rarely is at first. It starts quietly. One person chooses a better path, then another one, and then another one. And before long, the ripple becomes a wave. Something is changing in humanity, not because someone has forced it, but because enough people are remembering who they truly are and the kind of world they want to live in. If you feel that movement within you, you are not alone. Final push. Lately, I have been hearing the same thing everywhere. Tired and emotionally drained, as if the soul is processing something big. Many people feel like they are walking on mud. According to Zachary Fisher, motivation is lower, emotions are stronger, and even the simplest things seem to require more effort than before. When collective energy shifts, those who are sensitive to it usually feel it at first. We process it in our bodies and emotions before the rest of the world even realizes something is changing. Sometimes it can be overwhelming, but it serves a purpose. Just like in the final stages of labor before birth, the pressure builds right before the big breakthrough. The body is tired, the mind is expectant, everything feels intense, and then suddenly something new arrives. Convergence. Feeling a little off but not sure why? The old world has entered a moment of pause in the energy field according to Alexander Quinn. This is the kind of pause that occurs when something large is being reorganized beneath the surface. When this happens, light bearers feel more sensitive, reflective, emotional, or clouded-minded because they are subconsciously picking up on what is happening beneath the surface of things. This can feel like vivid dreams, difficulty concentrating, sudden waves of fatigue you thought you had overcome, and the feeling that everything seems to be happening at once, but for reasons that don't make sense. The energy of the new year will arrive on March 21st. We are in a convergence of energy. This combination tends to act as a turning point in the story of a cycle. The history of a cycle. Something that has been clear, confusion or tangled begins to shift. The mind may not yet have the language to describe it, to describe what is changing, but intuitively the world soul senses that the new direction is beginning to form, even though it hasn't fully solidified yet. This can be beautiful and inspiring, but it can also be overwhelming, as it becomes more difficult to discern what belongs to us individually and what belongs to the collective. And right now, the collective is experiencing wars and enormous political changes happening all over the world simultaneously. It can also feel as if the old map stops working before the new one is even visible. This leaves people feeling disoriented, as if the rules of this world have changed, but no one has written the new instructions yet. Remember that moments when the world seems to stand still are often the moments before a new chapter begins and great leaps forward occur. So some people may feel like a little apathetic, or that things have stalled, are not moving forward, or have even regressed, but in reality they are doing the opposite. Stealth. Advanced stealth mode according to Nordica. Sometimes you are invisible when the matrix isn't quite sure what to think with you because you have untangled the spaghetti of trauma, withdrawn from unpaid emotional labor, grounded yourself, integrated, lent the circuit power of no, and unlocked advanced stealth mode. At first, invisibility feels like rejection. Later, you realize something more subtle is happening. You quietly step out of various loops when you stop transmitting approval-seeking, emotional chaos, unconscious tension, and the need to be validated. And those loops are the basis of most interactions. Without them, it's harder to get hooked. It's not that you are hiding. It's because you are no longer entangled in every story in the room. Reality unfolds around you as if the writers didn't expect your character to reach this level yet. This stage doesn't mean vibrating above people. Simply put, you have stopped plunging your nervous system into every emotional outlet in the room. You are still kind, but your nervous system no longer acts as the community's electrical grid. So, the matrix sometimes forgets where to plug into you. Don't seek visibility. If people don't see you clearly, it means you are not playing a role. Being understated is a superpower. History is full of people who quietly built wealth while everyone else argued about weather. So, don't tone yourself down just to the easier to spot. The advanced stage isn't about being seen everywhere. It's about being visible to the right eyes. Less noise, more peace, and far fewer invitations to emotional chaos disguised as conversation. Breaking news. Iran destroyed Israel's Ben Gurion airport. Israel continues bombing Lebanon despite UN calls for calm. Israel announced the start of a ground operation in southern Lebanon. The German Chancellor calls the ground operation in Lebanon a mistake. Israel expects the war against Iran to continue at least until April. The US sank more than 100 Iranian ships in Operation Epic Fury. Iran attacked the aircraft carrier Abraham Lincoln. A $20,000 Iranian drone disabled the $30 billion aircraft carrier Gerald Ford. More than 3 million Iranians displaced by the bombings. US allies predict the operation against Iran could last until September. Economy. The internet is fed up with catastrophic news. Gold doesn't need a crisis to gain. Gold surpassed $5,000 for the first time. Panic rally in oil shows sign of exhaustion. Oil prices fall and stocks rise as more ships cross the strait. Catherine Austin Fitts warns of a financial tsunami due to programmable money. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent admits that gold is immune to deficits, debt and war, sparking calls to reconsider the gold standard 55 years after Nixon suspended it. Europe. Inflation threatens Europe. Europe faces a shortage of inflation remedies. European leaders reject intervention in the Strait of Hormuz. Brussels rejects resuming purchases of Russian energy. The price of oil could soon exceed $150 per barrel. A technical problem forces the London Metal Exchange to suspend trading for several hours. German police raided the home of an AfD MP over the old social media posts. Spain. Ursula von der Leyen supports the request from Iberdrola, Endesa and Naturgy to extend the lifespan of the Almaraz nuclear power plant. Spain distances itself from its European partners by rejecting the attacks on Iran at the UN. The Spanish government announces a second humanitarian aid package for Cuba. Americas. Cuba suffered a total power outage. Cuba restarted its power supply after the massive blackout. Trump says he hopes to have the honor of taking over Cuba. The war in Iran benefits Brazil, Guyana and Colombia. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.